door. I'm going to drop the link right here for you. If you're a member, then you have probably heard many times how important it is to sign up for the Emergency Rental Assistance Program in your state. That's really important because right now, states are bursting with money. The federal funds that have been essentially provided and set aside for different states through the Emergency Rental Assistance Program, the pressure is on to have the state distribute the money to people who are eligible and who apply for the program. So if you are in need, if you are struggling and not able to make rent, if COVID smacked you in the nose and knocked you down, there is relief, there is help. You do not have to get evicted. You do not have to be out on the street. So, what you want to do is you want to stay for this broadcast, and I want to talk about the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. But before I talk about that, I want to back up a little bit and tell you a little bit about myself. I came to this because I am an entrepreneur and I have worked for many years running businesses. And I learned about grants through necessity. After COVID knocked out my income and my clients could not afford to pay me back in 2020, all of a sudden, my family's income went from a two income family to a one income family. And my husband and I could not afford to pay our rent. And over several months, the rent was getting higher and higher. The arrears were getting higher. And somebody, a friend of mine, had told me to look into grants to find out about government grants. And when I did that, the first thing I found was I always go to YouTube. I absolutely love YouTube. I found Matthew Lesko. I found several videos of Matthew Lesko's. And I remembered how I used to watch his, back in the day, information, what were they called? Okay, like 2:30 in the morning when you can't sleep, the programs that go on and they tell you about a product that is useful to you. Well, that's when I first learned about Matt Lesko. It was back in the late 80s. I remember purchasing his books on grants, but just kind of setting them aside on the bookshelf and forgetting all about them. But I remembered that he was legitimate. He was, having conversations with Oprah, and he was on like the Phil Donahue show and others. And basically, Matthew Lesko is the god in terms of grants and knowing about how to use free government money programs to help people. He started out by helping big organizations, big companies, millionaire companies, kind of skim things off the top and get all these different perks for companies from the government. And then he realized, wait a minute, I need to do this for the everyday person. I need to help the everyday person. So I found Matt Lesko's videos and I started watching them. And after a while, after becoming a member of his Facebook group and watching more and more videos, I actually developed a system because I have so much office management experience. I developed a system of how to make the grant process easier. And I wanted to share this with you because of the fact that I come at this from two different perspectives. One is that I have a ton of office and administrative experience because back when I was 23 years old, I was running the family real estate business. And um, after after I left real estate in 2004, I made the decision that I wanted to pursue coaching because it's what I really love. So I have been a women's empowerment coach since 2004. But life happens in life. And I endured a really soul crushing circumstance. And I have learned to overcome one abusive situation after another and be the stronger for it. But what I have learned, hey there, say hi. I'd love to have you, say what's on your mind. Um, what I have learned is that it's really important to overcome whatever it is that is holding you back, because it's really true. Whatever it is that doesn't kill you will make you stronger. And I know it does seem like I'm going on this big circuitous route around grants and how to get grants, but I want to really create an awareness for you that what grants are, I want you to think about them as a life preserver, because it's not something that is sustainable. It's not something that you want to, um, although there's tremendous abundance of opportunity, it does not replace getting income from doing work. It's not a replacement. It is a supplement. It is a go to for you to help yourself and your family to pick yourself up. And as well, there are tons of grants for businesses too. But I want to really set your expectations. And I want you to understand that getting grants is not a replacement for drawing an income. So at the same time that you're seeking out grants, whether it is for rent relief or utilities relief or getting free broadband internet or getting debt relief, anything, whatever it is that you're doing, is only a supplement to having a steady income. That is the first and most important thing. And as I said, I had endured one abusive situation after another over the years. And that's why I opened this group, because I understand all of the levels and the layers of challenge that come with economic instability and insecurity. And as a women's empowerment coach, I specialize in helping people to build their confidence, build their self-esteem, make over a negative self-image, because I had to do it for myself. If you've ever had the experience where people have put you down and intimidate you, hurt you, beat you, done anything that has given you a sense of being less of the amazing person you are, then you know what it's like to face the inside of your thoughts. All of the thoughts that you have that have been left as a result of the emotional scars that have been instilled on others, telling you that you're too stupid, you'll never be able to do anything right, comparing you to others, all of this stuff. And one of the biggest scars, and it doesn't have to be permanent, one of the biggest consequences of having a low self-esteem and a poor self-image is that you don't believe that you're worthy of having, doing, and being more. When you've been told long enough that you're unworthy and all other negative things, you start to believe it. And then you start to tell yourself the same lies. So I'm sharing this with you because it's really important to understand that despite all of the astonishing abundance available in grants, it is not a substitute for drawing an income from doing work. It's not. Okay. And that's very, very important to set that expectation, because I've had several people, several members who have come and reached out to me and also shared messages in the groups saying, help me, I'm about to lose my home. Or I have, there was another one who was locked out of a storage facility and she couldn't get any help. Things happen to people, and there are consequences to not paying attention to what's going on in your world. You have to pay attention. You have to find out what is happening for you and for your family. You alone are responsible for your life and for your happiness. Nobody, nothing, it doesn't matter who you think it is, whether it's the current administration or your husband or your wife or your kids or an abusive situation that happened 40 or 50 years ago, or a rotten boss that you're dealing with. None of it, nobody is responsible for your life. You may be having a tough time, granted. I get you. I know what it's like to face that. But until you step into your power and say, I can handle this, I am more than I think that I am, until you get to that place of realizing, no. Whatever tough stuff is happening with me, I am more than that. I am more capable than I think I am. And whatever voices that you're hearing, whatever thoughts that you have around feeling unworthy, or just, the kind of thought like, why bother, who cares, I'll never be able to do this, just brush them away. Okay, you are a lot stronger than that. And as a coach, I come bearing amazing gifts for you to teach you about how strong you are. One of the most powerful things, one of the most powerful, like a superpower that you have, is the ability to change your mind, to reframe your circumstances, and to see whatever it is that you're facing as um, as a challenge versus a crisis, as an opportunity for growth. Now, I know that sounds like a lot of nonsense, but it's not. Because you can either let something completely consume you, or you can take all of that feeling and all of that fear and all the other negative emotion and use it to push. I have given my members so much information, and I want to let you know that that's a starting point. I'm not offering this group And right now, this group is a free group, and there's going to be a paid level coming soon, probably in January. What I'm offering is a peek into the possibilities by telling you about my experience and sharing the wealth of knowledge that I've had through many posts and several blog streams now, several live streams that I've done thus far. There is an untold amount of knowledge at your fingertips that I'm offering you. And also, the other thing is, I'm consistently sharing videos of Matthew Lesko's because, with an over 50-year reputation of helping people to find grants, there is nobody better. There is no source more reputable, more qualified than Matthew Lesko. I myself am continually going back and watching his videos because he keeps his finger on the pulse of what's going on a day-to-day, moment-to-moment basis. So if you are one of my members, you definitely, definitely want to keep in touch and find out what are the grants that are currently available. And Matthew is the one to tell you all about that. And for my YouTube subscribers, I love you and I welcome you, and I want to redirect you to also pay really close attention to what Matthew Lesko is doing, because he's continually showing every nuance, every change that's happening in the government with grant opportunities. And the other thing is that this is not a one-time thing, that these grant opportunities have been available through the government for decades. This is not new. It's not different. And if you're new to this channel, then there are several of my live streams and my videos that will talk about the specifics of that. But for this particular one, I wanted to tell you about the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. Now remember, this is to lift you up and pick you up when you're down. It is not to sustain you. The Emergency Rental Assistance Program is a program, a national program that was funded through, it was as a bill in Congress back during the Trump administration. $25 billion was placed into a national fund that would be distributed throughout these states to help struggling families get rental and utilities assistance. Ever since last December, I had been following really, really closely, paying attention to what was going on and looking for the opportunity of when that rental assistance program came to my area in New York. Ever since December of 2020, I had been looking for it. And it takes months for a bill in Congress to actually pass into a program that where money is distributed by different government agencies, nonprofits, local counties of that nature. So when I finally heard that it was in New York, I jumped on the opportunity. Again, I want you to check out the Emergency Rental Assistance Program in your area and look to see if the opportunity exists for you to apply. So when I did that, I went and I actually got assistance. When I told a friend of mine who's a member in this group, who unfortunately just passed away last week, Maria Elena Escobar. When I told her about the opportunity of the program, in her area in Pennsylvania. She jumped on it and she quickly got 3 months of rental assistance. And I'm emotional because I really miss my buddy. So when I found out that the program was available to apply in my area, I did apply. It was available as of June 1st, and in July I applied. But when I applied that day or 2 days earlier, I had just paid my rent. My husband passed away in April. And so I had just paid my rent. But things were financially, things were getting really shaky. And I was very, very worried about having an arrears since I had been in real estate. I know all about eviction and all of these other things about holdover proceedings. And so I didn't want to take a chance on having an arrears balance. And so I applied for the program. And when I applied, I went to a local housing organization for their assistance. And I indicated that I did not have an arrears, but I was looking for assistance going forward, 3 months assistance, rental assistance going forward. And I completed the application and I brought with me all of the information that I needed. Let me see if I can break it down. I had a copy of my birth certificate, my social security card, my identification, my driver's license, my son, his passport, his social security card, his school, what was it called? Like the curriculum, the bill. Okay, yeah, that. I had to show a copy of my lease. I had to show records of past rent that was paid. My rent is $1,550. Let's see what else. I had gathered together 3 months of bank statements. I had 3 months of, at the time I was receiving unemployment. And I had a small amount of work, and I had PayPal receipts. I had, what else? I had utility bills. What else? I think that's it. But it's a lot. You need to bring a lot. You need to have a lot of information. How could I forget? Tax return. Right. I have the 2020 tax return and the 2021 tax return. So when I applied for the program, the gentleman who assisted me took all of my information and he input it into the computer. And from that day forward, I was given an application code, and given the direction to call the emergency rental assistance hotline in my area, the helpline, to check on the status of my application. I remember there were a couple of documents that I did not have, and I had to provide them in order to be able to complete the application. So I had to follow up with the gentleman who assisted me. So about a week and a half after I had contacted the helpline to check on the status of my application, and I was told that my application was actually in a status where It was not approved and it was not denied. But the woman had said to me, it seems to me like, oh, I'm sorry, there's a part here that I forgot. I was remiss in telling you. When you complete your application, your portion of the application, one of the things that you will be doing on the application is indicating the information for your landlord, their name, their address, or email. And the reason you will be doing that is because the landlord, your landlord, needs to assist in providing their information. They need to show their rent ledger. They need to show that there is an agreement between what you say you owe and what they say you owe, according to their records. It's very, very important. So once you complete your portion of the application, you have to contact, either you will contact your landlord, or by putting your landlord's email address and or phone number on the application itself, the Emergency Rental Assistance Program will contact your landlord on your behalf. So what I was told when I called to check the status of my application was, the woman said that it appears that when you applied back in July, I think it was July 6th, that I did not owe any arrears. And I said, that's correct. I had just paid that month's rent. And the woman said, I'm not going to say this with any certainty, but she said, she said, you absolutely must owe arrears. And she said that it's more than likely that your application will be denied because you did not owe arrears at the time of applying. And she said, it's my recommendation that you discontinue this application and reapply, go through the whole process all over again. Oh my God. Oh my God. That was like a smack in the face and a kick in the stomach. But after feeling sorry for myself for several days, I picked myself up and I contacted the attorney through that I had been working with, that I had found through grants. And I reached out and I asked for his advice, and he said, yes, do it. Make sure that you reapply, and you have to have an arrears balance. So that's why I'm telling you that if you do not owe any arrears on rent, do not bother applying for the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. You must owe an arrears. Okay. The benefit is if you owe an arrears, then you still are eligible to apply to get 3 months of rent going forward into the future. And once you are able to get those 3 months of rent, which I have gotten, I got $6,200, and that accounts for the 1 month of July, August, September, October. No, I'm sorry. No. Right. So July, I paid July rent. Then it was August that I owed, and that was covered by the program. September, October, November. So I have had 4 months of rent covered by the program. And what that means for anybody who has applied and was accepted by the program, it means that you can recertify after the period of time when your rent is covered. So actually, there was a glitch in my case because my husband and I had evidently overpaid when we moved into this apartment. Well, he was anticipating, but he passed away. And that was because our credit was pretty poor. And the landlord said that we needed to pay one more month of security. So we did. And it was my attorney who had found that out when she was going through the records. And she said, no, 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 no. She said, this is not okay. You can get that money back. So when I got the grant, I was told by my landlord that they had applied the additional month of security to the month of August. So that would have made the agreement between the ledger and my account of what I owed. So let me see. Does anybody have any questions? This has been long. Okay. So here's what you need to know. Right now, at this moment in time, if you are struggling and you cannot pay rent and you cannot make ends meet and you need help because COVID has knocked you on your butt, I get you. I get you. I know what it's like to be there. Government grant, free money government programs are here to help you. They will help to give you a hand up. They will help you in so many ways. The particular program that I took advantage of, that I used for my benefit, that I applied to twice, was the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. That is the one that I want you to check to see if it is available in your state. Remember, Emergency Rental Assistance Program. I'm going to actually type this in. Okay, the Emergency Rental Assistance Program. It's up to you. You have to check to see if it's available in your state. So, does anybody have any questions? All right. So, if you're new to my channel, again, I want to welcome you. And I want to share my screen for a sec. Okay. And here is my Facebook group. And I love it very much. I started this group back in November of 2020 when I had first gotten a rent grant for $1,800 to help with our back rent at the time. And I had gotten that through connecting with my local senator. After attempting to reach out to my, assembly member, congressman, and another one with completely failed results. Nobody really responded. There was no consistent communication. It was reaching my senator. That was the big win. So the senator had opened the door for me by introducing me to agencies that could help my family and I. And so I started this Facebook group in November of 2020. And since I said I am an author and a coach, I started, hold on a second, I created this program that I'm going to be selling, but it's available to you for free for now. And I'm just giving you a little inside peek into what this basically is. And it is my system of how to make grants easy. Now, this is the first of three. This is a PDF that I created. And in this case, it's talking about the essential importance of getting organized, the documents that you must have, and getting yourself on a consistent basis, getting into a routine of checking grants. Okay, so there's that. And hold on a second. Okay, so if you are not yet in my group, what are you waiting for? Now is the time. You will never, ever have this unique combination of assistance as I am offering. And that is that I am a coach, I'm an author, I am here to help you push through every challenge that you face, the internal challenges of I can't do it, I'm too stupid, I don't know what to do, where do I begin, why bother, and poor me, all of that stuff, to dealing with the specifics of where to go, where to apply, how to apply, what documents you need, how to save your documents, how to protect your documents. Shoo, all of it. So do yourself a favor. Go to my website, andreaamador.com/grants made easy. I built the website. And you'll be directed to the download. I'm sorry, let me just scroll you through that. Okay. And this is what you will get in the free mini course. You get this guide, which I've already showed you a peek at. This is another one. This is in the case, this is what you will use in the case of needing to protect yourself from eviction, looking for emergency assistance to keep your lights on, to keep yourself in your home, free legal assistance. That's where you will find that information. And then this one is a video that I created that explains how to contact the politicians that can help you and why they want to help you. All right. So to get the course, to get the mini course, and this is from Maria. Okay, so to get the mini course, what you'll do is you'll click on Get the Free Download. And here it's listed at $47, but I've made it free for you. And let's see, my picture's not working. Yeah, okay. So I uploaded all of these pictures showing you what you'll be getting with explanations. And there you have it. So you want to click on I want this because you do. And then when you get it, you will have a portion, you will get a peek into my system. To continue along with me, I want you to make sure that you are a member of my Facebook group, Grants Made Easy with Andrea Amador. And I've placed that link in the chat for you. So let me also put, I think I have put the link. Let me see. Oh, how could I have missed that? Okay, hold on now. Okay. Well, anybody have any questions? Here's the link for you to get the free mini course. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, so now that you know, get to work. Come and join my group, Grants Made Easy with Andrea Amador, and learn about the amazing opportunity for abundance that exists in grants. Okay, have a great night. Bye now.